One of the biggest professional wrestling weekends in 2025. All in, Saturday night's main event, Great American Bash, and tonight, for the second time ever, WWE's Evolution. We have a lot to talk about, including my predictions for tonight's show. So let's start off with the biggest thing of this entire Saturday. What was my favorite match of all three events? No question about it, Hangman Page versus Jon Moxley. To see that beautiful AEW championship after 9 months of being in a fucking briefcase and having to deal with this entire Death Rider storyline. What a finale, what an ending. I can't remember seeing an ovation like that in quite some time for AEW. Hangman deserves this. But I will say this. My favorite match going into the entire weekend was Kenny Omega versus Okada. The match was phenomenal. But when we get to the positives and negatives, this is when we're going to talk about this match a lot. But for right now, let me remain calm. Hangman Mox, best match of the entire Saturday for me personally. All right, so now let's get to the positives and negatives from Saturday. Start off with the bad, let's end with the good. So the number one bad thing for me personally, Kenny should have won. I was tired, I'm still tired of seeing Don Callis. This was a rivalry that I couldn't wait to see how it unfolded in AEW. Kenny should have won. He's the guy. I don't understand the booking decision, but that's one of my personal gripes with this. That's one. Two, I don't know if anybody else's opinion, this might be just mine, but I kind of felt like Blake Monroe shouldn't have been in a tag match to start her NXT career. This was her first match. I understand why you want to put it on a pay-per-view, but it shouldn't have been a tag. Put Jordynne Grace in something else. She has a big match tonight at Evolution. She didn't have to be in the match, maybe as like a manager or something. But like I said, these aren't big negatives. I'm just nitpicking at this point. But then this last one. Dustin Rhodes, Tony. What are we doing? Listen, I was a big fan of Goldust. I get why you're doing it. Finish the story. Yes, Cody won at WrestleMania. Dustin, Kyle Fletcher was right there. Look at it. He's right here. I don't know what Tony's doing. He loves Dustin Rhodes. Dustin Rhodes is a legend. I will never critique anybody from what they do outside. But on screen, Dustin Rhodes, it's okay. I'm sure we'll see where this title run goes. But for that moment at All In, the biggest show that you guys put on, I don't agree with that decision at all. Now let's get to the positives, and there's a lot of them, but I'm only going to cut it down to probably 3. Let's end with the biggest one, okay? So now we're going to start off with Copeland returning and then pairing, not yet officially, but soon, with Christian. Adam Copeland returned from injury, came back, saved his buddy Christian, kayfabe injury with the whole concerto and FTR and stuff. I can't wait to see Edge and Christian. Sorry, it's Copeland versus FTR. I saw somebody say at Canada for All Out. That would be incredible. But yeah, I'm so happy to see Cope back. I know a lot of people don't fuck with him anymore. Whatever. But yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. That's one. Another positive, Gunther winning. That was another one right there. I know a lot of people were thinking maybe Goldberg would win and then Seth would cash in. That would have been cool, I guess. But Gunther winning, perfect decision. It looks like we're getting maybe Punk and Gunther in the future. I saw that little tease a couple weeks ago on Raw. So yes, Gunther winning, another one. And the number one positive for me was obviously Hangman Page winning. I mean, come on, that had to be it. Everybody, including myself, was tired of the Death Rider storyline. I don't know what was going on. It was what it was, but it ended with this. Hangman Page saving AEW with the help of Darby and Bryan Danielson, Ospreay, Swerve, you name it. Everybody was there. It felt like a fucking Bloodline Rules match, but I loved every single minute of it. Insane spots. The biggest show AEW has put on, for me personally, that's what I think, because we all know about Wembley, how great they succeeded with that. But with all the shit that AEW has been dealing with for the past couple years now, this was that feel-good story right there. It was amazing. Hangman deserves it. He is now the guy in AEW moving forward. All right, so now it's time to wrap up this video with my WWE's Evolution predictions. I'm not going to go too much into this, maybe for a few of them, but here we go. Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus. I have Tiffany winning this match. Turn her heel. This babyface isn't clicking with the crowd. She's not a babyface at all. She's a heel at heart. Give it to her. Turn her heel. Do something. But let's move on from the babyface. Next up, Jade Cargill versus Naomi. No holds barred with Bianca Belair as the special guest referee. I have Jade winning, and then Bianca's going to turn on her after the matchup sets up that match for SummerSlam. Naomi doesn't need it, because at the end of the day, as long as she has that briefcase, she has an automatic title opportunity. Next up, Judgment Day. I have them winning the 4-team tag match against Alexa and Charlotte, Kabuki Warriors, and then Zarya and Sol Ruka. This is all leading to the Dom and Liv storyline when Liv eventually comes back from injury. So the Judgment Day is going to retain. They're obviously still one of the biggest parts of Monday Night Raw, which is crazy a couple years in. But yes, Judgment Day is going to win. Next up, we have a triple threat match for the IC title. Becky Lynch, Bayley, and Lyra Valkyria. I personally been loving this. I love the tension between all three. Becky Lynch is doing wonders for this IC title, which I think is great. This is why I do have Becky Lynch coming out with the victory here. Now up next, we have the Evolution Battle Royal. I know a lot of people are thinking that Nikki Bella will come out with the victory. The winner of this gets the automatic championship match at Clash, which is why I think Stephanie Vaquer is going to win. They have strapped a rocket to her back, shooting her straight up like she deserves. She's amazing in the ring. We all know it. That's why I have her winning this matchup. And in our main event of the evening, we have Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley for the WWE Women's World Heavyweight Championship. Let me be very clear. I want Io Sky to win, but I think Rhea Ripley's going to win. I think they want to build a massive star going towards SummerSlam, which is why they also kept Becky with the IC title. I think it would make more sense to build up a story going into SummerSlam instead of just Rhea winning at SummerSlam. I love Io. I think her title run has been very, very good. I want it to keep going further, but I do think Rhea's going to win, especially on one of the biggest shows in women's history. All right, so I know you guys are tired of hearing me talk, so this video's over. That's my full rundown and predictions for this entire professional wrestling weekend. If you did like this, hit that like button, that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.